morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. As you might have guessed, I just got back from a trip to the beach. We spent a week, the family, we carved out some time and found a little place right on the beach, and we just chilled for a week, you know, and we had made a habit of going to the beach, you know, once a year for a week, but for whatever reason, the last couple of years, we just never made it. But this year, I don't know, we somehow timed it just right. The weather was glorious. The ocean was perfect. There were no jellyfish. There were no reports of shark attacks. You know, you can actually go in the water. It was just great. It was 4th of July holiday, so we got to see the firework displays from the beach, like in both directions. You know, it's great. And the ocean has always been a wonderful metaphor for spirituality. You know, I often talk about we are swimming in a sea of joy. We are swimming in a sea of abundance, right? And both Rosemary and I use the metaphor of, you know, we are like individual waves in an ocean of infinite divine grace or infinite divine abundance or whatever you want to say. And like the waves in the ocean, which are an integral part of the ocean, they are in fact the ocean expressing as a wave, so are we an integral part of the divine whole. We are that divine whole expressing in a beautiful and individual way. And just as you can never separate the wave from the ocean, you can't take the wave out of the ocean. You know, we cannot ever be separate from source energy, God, the divine oneness, whatever you want to call it. And, you know, it's interesting. Each wave kind of has a different flavor. You know, you kind of get an awareness of that when you've been surfing every day for a week. Now, we just boogie boarded and body surf. We didn't actually, you know, surf. But we noticed that every day the ocean was a different experience and the waves had a different character. How many people like body surf or boogie board or even actually surf? Yeah. You know after you've gone a few times that, you know, it's a different experience. Different character. And I always find nature to be such a wonderful teacher. You know, when we observe how the universe works, we really sort of get a sense of who we are and how we relate with the whole, where we fit into the whole. And sort of by taking a cue from nature, we can learn to work in harmony with divine spiritual laws to expand our possibilities and to increase our, you know, degree of livingness. So today we're going to go surfing. Going on a surfing safari. We're using the metaphor of the waves to look at specific spiritual principles that we can use to ride the waves of life like a pro. All right, so the first thing that we do when we're there is we want to get into the water. You got to get into the water, right? Got to kind of get used to the water. And I see two different ways that people do this. Some people just run right in, right? They just take a deep breath and dive in head first. A few of you like that, maybe? Yeah. And some people, they're just a little more careful, a little more tentative, one toe at a time, splashing a little water on their legs, maybe splashing a little water on their arms. Several minutes later, splashing a little water on their chest, and then after they're used to it, they finally just dive in. Now, no judgment here, you know, whatever your style is, that's fine, own it. Just notice if there is a parallel to how you approach new things in life. You know, when you've got something new, some new change coming in, are you really careful and tentative about it? You know, stepping in one toe at a time. Are you constantly taking the temperature of a new relationship? Did he really mean that? Does he really like me? Or did he just say that? Is this going to work out? I don't know. Or at a new job, wow, I worked really hard at that report. I did really well, and they didn't say anything. Do they like me? Am I going to get fired? I don't know. Or a new activity, am I going to have fun there? Are there going to be people there that I can relate to? Or do you just dive right in? Yeah, I'm in a new relationship and it's good. Yeah, I'm in this new job. Of course they love me. They wouldn't have hired me if they didn't. I'm good at what I do. And yeah, it's up to me to create fun at this event, to have a fun time. So again, just notice how you approach new things. All right, so now that we're used to the water, we've gotten in the water, the next thing we want to do is observe the current. If we notice that the waves are sort of moving in one direction down one side of the beach, we're going to be doing a lot of getting out and walking back to where we started, right? And that can be kind of exhausting. Also, is there an undertow? If there's a strong undertow, that's dangerous, really. And we need to get out and find another place to swim. And then we want to look at the quality, of the ocean. Is it rocky? Is it rough? Is it, are the waves kind of crashing in a chaotic way? Or is it smooth and, nice rolling waves? So kind of same thing when we're, through life and new experiences of life. We want to kind of check out the energy. We want to observe the energy. Like for a new workplace, we want to look at the energy. Is it kind of chaotic? Or is there a peaceful energy? Is there a nice rhythm going? Is there like a positive pace to the activity? And for relationships, whether that's a romantic relationship or a business relationship or a friendship, does that person have a lot of chaotic energy? Or are they peaceful and centered and moving in a positive direction? The same is true for a spiritual community. Same is true for, social events, school, anything that we sort of do. We want to observe the energy and see if it's moving in a positive direction. And, you might want to also look at your current workplace, your current relationships, your current activities, and ask the same questions. And if it's not moving in a positive direction, if there's an undertow that's pulling you under, you might want to think about getting out and looking for another place to swim. All right, so we're in the water now. We've checked out the current. Now we need to sort of observe the waves, the incoming waves, and determine whether we want to take it or not. We're there to surf. So we need to kind of make a quick decision about the quality of the wave. Does it have good form? Will it have enough power to carry me? Or will it be a dud? Or will it be too overwhelming? Will it crush me? Or will I have fun with it? So in order to determine that really quickly, we use all of the knowledge and experience we've had thus far with waves, but that can often fool us. Better, more reliable is our intuition, to use our intuition about it. And when we develop an attunement with the ocean, if you've ever been in the ocean for a while, you develop an attunement with the ocean. Then that intuitive sense about the waves becomes enhanced. And, you can really, it's more reliable. You're right more often than not. Well, the same thing in life. When we are faced with decisions that we need to make, things coming at us that we need to make a determination about, a decision about, is this thing going to have enough energy to carry me? Is it going to be a dud? Is it going to crush me? Or will it be lots of fun? Again, we use our knowledge, our experience thus far with life, but most importantly, we want to use our intuition, our intuitive sense about it. When we develop an attunement with the life essence that we can do through spending time in the silence, through meditation practice, through listening to the divine presence in our lives, really listening to that presence in our lives, we develop an intuitive sense. Our intuition is enhanced. And then we can rely on that to make wise choices about the decisions that are facing us. Right? And if the wave that's coming at you really is overwhelming, really rough, you think, you're just going to be tossed around mercilessly, you can always dive under the wave. Dive under into it's calm underneath. It's calm and peaceful. It's crashing at the surface, but there's this calmness underneath the wave. Just so in life, when there's this, chaotic event or we going through a tumultuous time in our lives, we want to spend time diving into that peaceful center at our core. When we spend time in that peaceful center under the craziness, we're connected with source energy and we don't get tossed around so much. We're grounded in that inner center of peace at our core. So always remember, you can always dive under that, into that peaceful center. Okay, so now we've got the wave. So if we got a wave and we think, okay, this is going to be a good one. I'm taking this one. Now we need to time it right, because if you go a little early, you're in the wrong place. You're out of sync, right? Or if you go too late, it's going to roll on without you. So it's all about timing, really. And that, again, can be developed. That's an intuitive sense that can be developed. And, if you've kind of mistimed it, here's the thing. There are other waves right behind it that you can try again. And that is true in life, You miss the big wave, you miss an opportunity, there is something coming up behind it. We are never at a loss. We are swimming in a sea of limitless possibility, and opportunities abound. Let's say that together. I'm swimming in a sea of infinite possibility. I am swimming in a sea of infinite possibilities, and opportunities abound. And opportunities abound. That's right. You missed that wave, so what? Who cares? Take the next one. It's always coming up one. So so we got this one. We're timing it right. And timing is an interesting thing because it's so, in so many different situations in life, it's all about timing. My husband knows this. I can't tell you how many screenplays he has written and television treatments that he has written. And, to be told, nobody wants to make that. And then a few years later, we're sitting and watching that same thing, right? I remember when I first met him, he wrote this beautiful screenplay about a little boy whose toys came to life when the adults were not around. He tried to sell that, and people said, nobody wants that. Who wants to watch that? It's a kid's movie. 3 years later, we were sitting and watching Toy Story. Catch the next wave, right? The next wave. And so that's so true about him. He doesn't stop. He's just like, okay, well, I'll do another, do it. Catch the next wave. There's limitless opportunity there. Limitless opportunity. All right, so now, once we've committed to taking the wave, and we think we've timed it right, this is like go for it, right? This is when we really need to start swimming really hard. We need to kick hard to match the energy of the wave that we're entering. You know, and anybody who has ever started a new venture, you know about this. In the very beginning, the first few years, you got to kick really hard. You're working really hard. You know, there's just a lot of swimming in the beginning until you get the momentum going. Right? So it's true for so many different things in life. You know, as my daughters have reminded me that freshman year in college takes a lot of kicking really hard to, you know, I mean, you got to kick really hard just to get there. Oh, let me tell you, a lot of heavy kicking just to get there. And then once you're there, it's astounding how much effort it takes to, you know, get up to speed, to get up to the speed to the school that's already at that pace. So, you know, in the beginning, there's a lot of effort. Then, once you've gotten your momentum going, once you've gotten up to speed, ooh, now you can just let the wave take you. And this is where we just let go and let the wave take us. This is the joy moment. This is where we get to really have fun and enjoy this whole process. I mean, there's just nothing like it. You're still present, you're still active, but you're in the zone. You're in the zone, and it's blissful. So think about the new situations that you've experienced in your life. You know, once you've finally gotten up to speed, you've gotten some momentum going, there's this energy that you sort of move with, and you're still active, you're still present, but you're in the zone. You know, there's this energy that's helping to carry you along, and that's the sweet spot, right? And this is when we become one with the wave. We become one with the ocean. We become one with the life essence. This is where we're really swimming in that sea of infinite good. Let's say that again. I am swimming in a sea of infinite good. I am in the zone. I am in the zone. This is the bliss. This is where you find your bliss.